From Pacifica, this is Democracy Now!
I believe that the health care bill that was enacted by the current Congress will kill jobs in America, ruin the best health care system in the world, and bankrupt our country.
Republicans take control of the House today. At the top of their agenda, repealing President Obama's signature health care reform bill. Even before the repeal vote takes place, Republicans can lay claim to a key victory in the health care battle. This week, the Obama administration said it would reverse a regulation that would have covered end-of-life planning for Medicare beneficiaries during their annual checkups. This after Republicans revived the specter of so-called death panels. As the health care debate continues, we've got our own doctor in the House, one of the most influential health policy writers in the country, renowned surgeon and writer for the New Yorker magazine, Dr. Atul Gawande. All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In Washington, the new 112th U.S. Congress convenes today at noon, with Republicans set to take control of the House. With a 242 to 193 majority, Republicans are expected to elect John Boehner to be the new Speaker, replacing Nancy Pelosi. House Republicans have already called for a vote next week to repeal President Obama's health care legislation. Meanwhile, in the Senate, the Democrats, who hold a 53 to 47 seat edge, are proposing rule changes to curb filibusters. In Pakistan, funeral services were held today for Salman Taseer, the governor of Punjab province. On Tuesday, he was shot 29 times by one of his own guards. Taseer was a leading moderate Pakistani politician who publicly spoke out against the country's blasphemy laws. Taseer's assassin has been praised by many in Pakistan for his actions. Some conservative Pakistani religious scholars issued a joint statement today asking people not to try to lead funeral prayers or express regrets over Taseer's assassination because of his opposition to the blasphemy laws. Salman Taseer has been described as the most prominent Pakistani political figure to be assassinated since former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto was killed 3 years ago. Newly released cables from WikiLeaks reveal Israeli officials openly told U.S. diplomats the aim of the blockade of Gaza was to keep Gaza's economy on the brink of collapse. According to a November 2008 cable, Israel wanted Gaza's economy to be, quote, functioning at the lowest level possible, consistent with avoiding a humanitarian crisis. In addition, the WikiLeaks cables reveal the U.S. offered to transfer $70 million to Gaza in November 2008. in an attempt to ease the economic situation. But Israeli Major General Amos Gilad refused to allow the offer, saying that the Palestinians should not receive anything. The cables were first reported by the Norwegian newspaper Aftenpost. A Texas man wrongfully convicted of rape and robbery has been released from prison after being exonerated by DNA evidence. Cornelius Dupree, Jr. had served 30 years in jail. On Tuesday, Dallas County Judge Don Adams freed Dupree, saying, quote, "You're free to go. Thank you very much. Sorry for everything." After his release, Dupree briefly spoke with reporters.
Well, I'm kind of having a bit of mixed emotions. I'm happy and I'm kind of feeling mixed emotions. Yeah. You know, after 30 years, you know, that's a hard water. I just want to say that I feel that words really won't make up for what I done lost. You know, I lost both my parents. I just feel that, you know, the system needs to be fixed by whatever means that, you know, so that this won't happen to anyone else. That's about all I have to say.
Barry Scheck, co-director of the Innocence Project, served as one of Cornelius Dupree's attorneys.
This is the 20th post-conviction DNA exoneration in Dallas, more than any other city in the United States. It's the 40th post-conviction DNA exoneration in the state of Texas, more than any other state in the country. Cornelius Dupree served 30 years in jail, in prison, for a crime he didn't commit, which is the largest number of years anyone has ever served in the state of Texas for a crime he didn't commit, exonerated by DNA. This is just extraordinary when you think about it.
Kaiser Health News is reporting the CEOs of at least 9 healthcare trade associations made at least $1 million in 2009 each. Billy Tauzin, the CEO of Pharma, earned a base pay of $2.1 million plus a $2.3 million bonus. Scott Sirota, CEO of Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association, earned $856,000 plus a $1.6 million bonus. Chip Kahn, CEO of the Federation of American Hospitals, received a base salary of $900,000 and a bonus of $315,000. A state commission in Texas has approved new rules that would allow 36 other states to be shipping low-level radioactive waste to a private storage site in West Texas owned by a prominent Republican fundraiser. Many environmental groups oppose the project because part of the nuclear waste dump may be on top of the massive Ogawa aquifer that provides drinking water to nearly 2 million people and supplies water for more than a quarter of the country's irrigated land. The Navy has permanently removed Captain Owen Honors as commander of the USS Enterprise aircraft after newly disclosed videos showed the officer making homophobic slurs, yelling expletives, and displaying other lewd behavior. Meanwhile, the Navy Times has published 2 new videos produced by Honors, including one in which he interviews a member of the carrier strike group, Admiral Staff. The newspaper reports the video cast doubt on Honors' repeated claims that shipboard and strike group leadership had no idea the videos were being produced and broadcast. The U.S. official who is in charge of relief efforts following Haiti's devastating earthquake has accused a major contractor of shortchanging him for his assistance in securing more than $20 million in reconstruction deals after he left his post. The Associated Press reports Louis Lucky claims the Haiti Recovery Group owes him $500,000 for consulting services that included hooking up the contractor with powerful people and helping to navigate government bureaucracy. The Haiti Recovery Group company was formed by the Florida-based contractor Ashbrit Inc. and the GB Group, a conglomerate run by one of Haiti's wealthiest men, Gilbert Bigio. Luck is a 27-year veteran of the U.S. Agency for International Development who began consulting for private companies 2 months after he left Haiti. Australia's Great Barrier Reef is under threat after massive flooding has poured debris, sediment, and pesticides into the ocean. Researcher Michelle Devlin said, quote, "This is a really massive event. It has the potential to shift the food web. It has the potential to shift how the reef operates. The floods have cut off 22 towns and forced Australia to close 75% of its coal mines." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made a public appeal for the Obama administration to release Jonathan Pollard, an American who spied for Israel.
Mr. President, in the name of the nation of Israel, I request from you to pardon Jonathan Pollard, who at the time of his arrest was acting as an agent of the Israeli government. Even though Israel was in no way directing its intelligence efforts against the United States, its actions were wrong and wholly unacceptable. Both Mr. Pollard and the Israeli government have many times expressed regrets over these actions. Israel will continue to abide by its commitment that such actions will never be repeated.
In Washington, State Department spokesperson P.J. Crowley said Netanyahu's request would be reviewed.
The letter, full stop. This is an issue that has come up from time to time in our discussions with Israeli leaders, this one and others, and we'll review the letter.
As a diplomatic standoff between the United States and Venezuela continues, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez offered some suggestions Tuesday on who President Obama should pick to be his ambassador in Caracas instead of Larry Palmer, a diplomat who's openly criticized Chavez.
El nombramiento de Palmer murió. ¿Cómo se llama? Expiró. Expiró.
The naming of Palmer is dead. It is expired. And now they're going to look for another candidate. I hope that they name Oliver Stone. I'd suggest that as a candidate, Oliver Stone.
¿O quién más, Nicolás? Vamos a proponer algo. La pegamos, a lo mejor pegamos unas. ¿Ah? ¿No?
Sean Penn, Oliver Stone, or Noam Chomsky. We have a lot of friends there.
Tenemos muchos amigos allá. Bill Clinton.
That was Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez. The youngest son of the late Shah of Iran took his own life on Tuesday in Boston. Alireza Pahlavi was once second in line to the throne. The Shah's youngest daughter, Leila Pahlavi, was found dead in a London hotel in 2001 after a drug overdose. Here in New York, a judge has sentenced a Puerto Rican nationalist who hijacked a plane from New York to Cuba in 1968 to 15 years in prison. 67-year-old Luis Peña Soltran remained in Cuba until 2009 when he returned home to plead guilty. His attorney, James Newman, criticized the length of the sentence.
There was about 18 or more hijackings to Cuba in the year 1968. And while it was a dangerous crime, obviously, it was not considered in the same manner that we do today in 9/11 as an apocalyptic crime.
And the longtime West Virginia environmentalist Judy Bonds has died at the age of 58 from cancer. Born into a family of coal miners, Bonds became a leading voice in the resistance to stop mountaintop coal removal. She appeared on Democracy Now! In 2009.
Coal mining has greatly affected West Virginia. Right now, there's almost 400,000 acres of mountains that have been lowered. The tops blasted off. They're using 3.5 million pounds of explosives a day just in West Virginia to blow the tops off our mountains, and it's blasting our homes, it's poisoning our air, and it's poisoning our water. So basically, the people who live where I do in coal extraction areas literally are living in terror and are being poisoned by the coal extraction process here.
And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Sharif Abdel-Quddus.
Welcome, everybody.